Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. Social media farming in the metaverse. That's this video. You don't think it applies to you? It does, and I'm going to tell you why. This morning I read an article about how Facebook is changing their name to become a front runner in the metaverse. And what is the metaverse, you ask? Well, the metaverse is our leap to a virtual universe. It's an old science fiction idea that has to do with, if reality is dystopian, let's just move to a new reality, the metaverse. It's all virtual. We can all be friends there. It's got a bunch of problems, and it's at the heart of what this channel is about. And you thought it was about farming? It's not. I've got something greater in mind. First, let's get one thing out of the way. Taking your problems and escaping to a metaverse ain't going to solve those problems. You're just going to bring your problems with you. So all the miserable people that are here, they're just going to move to a new place. The metaverse is no utopia, that's for sure, because we're human and we bring our baggage with us wherever we go. So let's talk about what the real problem is, and that's what this channel is about. The real problem is that we've become separated from basic reality, nature. And these videos I've been doing out in the pasture making friends with the calf are my vehicle for the most powerful thing that I can convey on this channel, which is a reconnection to nature, is the most rewarding thing that you can accomplish in your life. And it's not about any gadget or tool or stuff, and anybody can do it. It doesn't take expensive land. It doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes a willingness to open yourself and understand how nature works. I was about this in my old profession of architecture. I'm about this in my new profession of farming. And underlying all the decisions I've made for the last 20 years has been that desire to reconnect with nature. When folks talk about moving to a completely artificial metaverse, they're going the other direction from that. And what's happening? The same ills that society has now are just being transported to a new place. Look at what social media has done for us so far. It's done so much damage. In fact, this last week I took our farm off of Facebook just as a form of protest because I see so much damage being done, especially to younger folks, by social media. And when it started, it was one thing. It was a way to reconnect with old friends from high school and make the world a little bit smaller. Now, it's become a political dumping ground and a trash can for hate. The metaverse is a natural extension of social media, bringing all of our social interactions online, is just an extension of what's been happening for 150 years now. Ever since the Industrial Revolution, people have been concentrating more and more in cities. And the fallout from concentrating in cities is you lose touch with what nature does. So you depend on a proxy for your food supply, for taking care of your waste, for providing you with fresh water, and you lose track of how you fit in with natural systems. I lobby all the time against the death of the small family farm, and the reason underlying all of that is that when more people were concentrated on small family farms, they were in touch with nature and understood natural principles, understood their effect on the environment. Now, the more we move into something that's completely virtual, the more we leave behind understanding how those natural systems work, and the more we use proxies to take care of our interaction with nature. That has all kinds of fallout. Aside from the obvious fallout of losing track how nature works and basing our decisions upon our relationship with nature, there's the psychological fallout, and I think that we're hurting greatly from that as a society, as a world right now, where those hours I spend out in the pasture have more effect on me than just making friends with a calf. They help me get in tune with what's really important, and this happiness that comes from it. You can see I fumble for words to describe it because it's something much bigger than me, and it has to do with kind of the place we were meant to be. People don't appreciate that as much as they should. I think it grounds our society. I think the more we move away from that, the angrier we get, even though we may not know that that is the cause. The more we move away from living in reality and this sort of natural world that we've inherited, the more that we just try to find something that makes us happy, and consumerism is one outlet for that. And I know I've talked about the treadmill of that many times. That's not the way to achieve happiness. It's something much simpler. And the good news is I think that a lot of people are discovering that much simpler thing, which is things like what I do, what I did, making that leap to come back in contact with the land. And I hear from people all the time that are just aching for it. They're stuck someplace that they don't want to be, and they finally realize, and I have to give them great kudos for this, that getting more stuff or making more money is not the secret to happiness. It's finding a little spot of nature that you can interact with. And it doesn't have to require buying expensive land or even starting a small farm. It's having a place you can go where you can open yourself to what the natural world offers and find true happiness that way. It certainly is not digital in any form. That's a good summary. It's nothing that comes out of a computer or is hosted by any social media platform. I guess I've let you in on my little secret that this channel really isn't about farming, and all these things that I run around and do are really a proxy for developing that relationship with nature and understanding how to show other people the importance of that through example. I hope you've gotten that already from this channel. If you haven't, I'm being explicit about it, and I hope this explains some of the variety of videos that I do. I hope you have a great Sunday, and I'll see you next time.